So I am very confident about our long-term prospects. We live in such a rapid-fire, information-rich environment that people's attention spans go like this. And that makes for volatility in confidence, right? Smidgen of good news and suddenly everything's doing great. A little bit of bad news, oh, we're down in the dumps. And I am obviously an object of this constantly varying assessment. I'm the object in chief of this varying assessment. And so my view, people ask me sometimes, well, you seem like a pretty calm guy. How do you do that? I say, well, look, I don't think things are ever as good as we say, and they're never as bad as they say. And things 2 years ago were not as good as we thought because there were a lot of underlying weaknesses in the economy. They're not as bad as we think they are now. We're going to restore confidence by, in a very systematic way, getting this financial system fixed. I think Secretary Geithner and Chairman Bernanke and Sheila Bair have done an extraordinary job. It hasn't gotten a lot of fanfare, but the TALF program that's been put in place, the creation of markets once again for some of these securities that are out there so that they can be priced and we can start seeing financing flowing again. The fact that for all the angst that's been out there, you've got banking institutions that are still functioning and, lo and behold, making profits. We still have some big problems in the banking industry. That's what these stress tests are about. We are going to make an effective assessment, and even with the worst-case scenarios, we're still going to be looking at the vast majority of banks are going to be doing fine and in a position to make profits, even with the worst-case scenarios. Even if things stay bad for a while, the vast majority of these banks are going to be fine. By the way, depositors are all going to be fine. That's why we've got the FDIC. And so I think Americans understand that their deposits are going to be fine. The market is going to be responding to all this information out there. And the whole issue of animal spirits in the marketplace and when suddenly a rally catches, you guys know that better than I do. But my focus has to be on the long term. And my long-term projections are highly optimistic. If we take care of some of these long-term structural problems. The one thing I don't want to do is to replicate the false confidence that was premised on bubbles. And I think that we've really got to think through, and all of you as critical captains of industry have to help us think through, how do we prevent this froth that builds up and go back to steady growth?